Hello, Ralph Davella here. For those of you who do not know me, I've been teaching trumpet for over 50 years. These next 12 lessons are designed specially for the beginning trumpet player. We're going to be working out of one of the books that I wrote. This is the beginner book. It's a complete method for the beginner. In this book, we will start from the very beginning on how to hold the trumpet, how to place the mouthpiece on the lips, and towards the end of the book, we will actually progress to playing some songs. A new lesson will be coming out approximately every 2 weeks. This is a very low pressure, just a nice and relaxed way of learning a musical instrument. You can take it at your own pace. You can stick with a lesson for 2 weeks. You can stick with it for longer if you like, before you proceed to the next lesson. But just in case first time you happen to see these lessons, let's say we're on lesson 4 already. Don't start with lesson 4. Go back to lesson 1. Do each lesson for about 2 weeks until you catch up. The equipment that you're going to need, of course, you're going to need some kind of trumpet called a B-flat trumpet. You're going to need the mouthpiece that goes with it. And optional would be my book, which is on Amazon. I'll put a link to the book at the beginning of the video. All you have to do is click on it if you want to get the book. But you don't have to get the book. You can, as each lesson goes on, you can write everything down that's in there, because I'll show you everything that's in there. So you can do it that way, or you can have the book if you want for reference. Okay. So in the book, just to show you, this is just real quickly on this. There's testimonials from other trumpet players, how to play the lessons in this book. It tells you why they work, how you should play them, training the numerous muscles that it takes to play the trumpet, the notes on the trumpet, and how to finger them. For instance, you have fingerings 1, 2, and 3 as a low F sharp. But let's not worry too much about that right now. But that's going to be in there for your reference for later on. Show you a diagram of the trumpet parts, how to take care of it. Of course, how to hold the trumpet that we're going to be talking about in a few minutes. How to hold the mouthpiece. The correct position for playing the trumpet, whether you're sitting or you're standing. Alright, table of contents, and then getting started. And then finally, the first thing that we're going to talk about today is mouthpiece placement on the lips of the trumpet. Alright, let's get started with lesson number 1. Okay, first thing I'm going to show you is how to hold the trumpet. I'll put a permanent picture up there for you to study, but let me try to show you on the video. This here is called the valve block. It holds the 3 valves that you push down to make the different notes. So you take your thumb, and you put your thumb, let's see if I can show you, right behind this, right in the front of this valve block. Okay, now you take your index and middle fingers, and you put them on the back end of the valve block over there. Alright, so we got thumb on the front, these 2 on the back, and then your index finger, there's a little round trigger here. You put your finger in there. Then your thumb and your pinky finger can just relax on the bottom. So that's how you hold it with your left hand. Now, I'm going to show you how to hold it with your right hand. Alright, so let's turn it around. And let's talk about holding the trumpet with the right hand. Place the thumb between the first and second valve casing, and then place the pinky into the pinky ring holder. Now later on, we're going to keep it out of there. We're going to rest it on top. But for now, we're going to keep it in there to help us hold the trumpet. Now, the pads of these 3 fingers, let's see, 3 middle fingers there, they go on top of the valves. Alright, so that's the way you hold that. Now you hold your left hand the way I taught you, your right hand the way I taught you, and you're good to get started. Now for extra reinforcement for what I just taught you, Here's the picture on how you hold your left hand. And here's the explanation, if you don't have the book, or you're waiting for the book to come in, on how to do it. Alright, now let's look at the right hand. Alright, so here's a picture of holding the trumpet with your right hand with the pads of your fingers over the valves. And again, here's all the explanation on how to do it. I'll hold it here for a couple seconds for you, or you could just stop the camera and write it down if you want. Again, for your reference, here's the picture on how to hold the mouthpiece when you're playing on the mouthpiece only. And here's the explanation. You can read that. Here are the still pictures on how to position yourself when you're playing the trumpet. This is the position when you're sitting down. This is a good position when you're standing up. And again, here's the explanation for you. Alright, I want to show you how to hold the mouthpiece when we're doing the mouthpiece exercises. Actually, in the book, I don't know how it ended up that way. It says the thumb is on the top. The thumb is not on the top. The thumb is on the bottom. You're going to hold the thumb on the bottom of the mouthpiece and your index finger, which is first finger next to the thumb, on the top. So it's easy. Let's see. Just try to get a click. There you go. That's the best way to say it. So that's how we're going to hold it, with two fingers. We're not going to hold it like that because we don't want to jam it into our mouth. We just want to hold it nice like that. Then we're going to place it to our lips. Okay, so that's how we're gonna get the sound when we play the mouthpiece. For lesson 1, just want to tell you, don't get all bent out of shape about some of the big words like embouchure over here. Every single word that's in this book, and there's not that many big words, trust me on that. But in the back of the book, there's a glossary of terms of every single word that you need in case you don't know what they mean. Okay, so that's not a problem. So another thing is, don't get disappointed here, because for the first couple lessons, we're just going to be playing the mouthpiece. We are not going to be playing the trumpet. We're just going to be playing this mouthpiece. That is it for the first couple of weeks. That will make you a better trumpet player in the long run. So let's just get started with that. And the first thing we're going to do, now I'm going to switch from the book to me teaching you. Alright, so the first thing we're going to learn is how to form the embouchure. The embouchure is all the parts that make up your playing, the way your teeth are, structure of your teeth, the way your lips are, where your tongue is, all the moving parts. I'm not going to go into the details of it too much right now. So let me teach you how to form the embouchure, which is important from the day one that you play the trumpet and for the rest of the time that you play the trumpet, no matter if it's 70 years like me. Okay, so to form the embouchure, the first thing we're going to say is the letter M. M, M, M. That's the first thing we're going to do in forming the embouchure. Now the lips should line up. The lips should line up evenly and touch together. M, M. Okay, after you say M, with the lips lining up, then we're going to say, using the tongue, the syllable two, 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 two. So you can say two, two, as if you're spitting. All right, so here's how the sound that you want to make with your lips touching together. Okay, so that's actually going to be the first, we're going to do the first exercise now, which is without no trumpet, without any mouthpiece. It's just with your tongue and your lips forming your embouchure. So the first exercise is going to be, you're going to count to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so we're going to go. Alright, so we're gonna make that sound. Now, it's not gonna be any particular note. I just want you to make that sound. And so it's just whatever comfortable is for you to make that sound, you make it. So you put your lips together and think of spitting when you do it. Two. And that's the sound we're looking to make. We're looking to make that buzz sound with our lips. So your lips, we're gonna need to be touching. You don't have to squeeze them together real tight, just enough so you can make that sound. Alright, that's exercise number 1. Alright, now in exercise 1B, I'm going to want you to try to hold that note out, that buzz out. So we're going to form the embouchure again. Say M, lips together. Say 2, like you're spitting. And we're going to try to take your regular breath. Normal breath is, you need a little air in there. And we're going to blow that air and see how long we can hold that 2 for. If you do it and it doesn't come out, let's say, that means the lips aren't touching. The lips need to vibrate, and that's the key for playing the trumpet. So again, embouchure, M, lips together, spitting 2, lips vibrating. Hold it for, well, it doesn't matter if it's 1 second, 3 seconds, but as long as you can. I like to breathe into my nose in between, and that's because it keeps my lips in place. Mouthpiece buzz. Alright, let me show you the mouthpiece buzz now. We buzzed the lips, now we're going to buzz the mouthpiece. And you hold it the way I told you. Alright, you got your 1 finger on top, and you got your thumb on the bottom. In this basically it's the same rules. We're going to form the embouchure by saying M. We're going to close the lips. Not real tight, but we're going to close them so we can get a little bit of vibration going. And we're going to think 2 with the syllable to start the sound. Now, it doesn't matter if you go like that, or faster, or slower. It could be whatever. Just if you get that sound, you're doing great. And it doesn't matter if it takes you the first day, the second day, or the 3rd week. But you'll get it. So just do it the way I taught you. Hold it the way I told you. Say the letter M. Lips together. And 2 like you're going to spit into the mouthpiece. And you got to blow air. Blowing air is always the #1 thing playing the trumpet. Alright, now we're going to do exercise 1C. It's called the siren. The siren exercise. Now that simply sounds like a siren. We all know what a siren sounds like. Sometimes you hear it on an ambulance, a police car, or whatever. The siren goes up, the sound goes down. And we're going to think of that as we're playing. We're going to try to make the pitch of this go up and down. So, same thing. I hate to keep repeating myself, but I think it's very important. Form the embouchure by saying M, lips together. You're saying 2 like you're going to spit into the mouthpiece. And then try to naturally let that sound go a little bit up and down. Now, but if you need a little thought into it, the corners of the mouth will push the center a little bit forward to help the pitch go up. And very slightly, the jaw will go up. I mean, the slightest bit, just to help squeeze those, just to help squeeze those lips together just a little bit for the sound to go up. You really don't need to bring the jaw up, and I don't want you to be trying to bring it up. But if it helps you think, if that thought helps you squeeze those lips together a little bit, let's do it. All right, let's make the sound of the siren now. Now, that's not easy to do. You may not get that right away or even in a week, but we're going to do that every day in our practice here. Let's do it again. This doesn't have to be quite that extreme for you. That's what I want you to do, get the idea of the pitch going up and down, and how we're going to form notes later. And so that's it for the physical part of playing. We just played on the by buzzing the lips on lesson 1. The next thing I want to show you is just a couple things just to start getting familiar with. And let me show you that out of the book. In my book, I'm going to also show you how, getting started on reading music. Feel free to look at any book you like to learn music, learn the theory of music. But let me get you started here. These are the staff lines, and a little. Let me see if I can point it with my finger. This here, right there. That's called a treble sign. We read trumpet music in treble clef. So that little round note with no line going up or down, that's called a whole note. That whole note has nothing to do with the fact that it's also a G. So you're looking at a G. That is the note. Whenever you see the note sitting in that line, that is called a G. And the fact that it's a round note with no line going up or down is called a whole note. A whole note is held for 4 beats. So if you're tapping your foot at any speed and you tap it 4 times, that's 4 beats. 4 beats equals a whole note. Now right next to that, we have a little black square. And that little black square, you notice where it's touching, represent a 4-beat rest. So it's the same thing. You're tapping your foot for 4 beats and you're resting for 4 beats. You're not playing. That's just a couple things I want you to get started learning. I want you to know what the staff is, which is those 5 lines and the lines and the spaces in between. That treble clef sign, the G, which is that whole note, that round whole note, and that round whole note represents 4 beats. And I want you to know that rest sign represents 4 beats. I would say that for lesson number 1, that's enough to know. That was lesson number 1. A new lesson will be coming out about every 2 weeks, give or take a little day or two. Hope you enjoyed lesson number 1, and be sure to tune in for lesson number 2. We're going to progress a little bit every week. All right, thank you for watching, and see you in a couple weeks.